likes for this videos. If we get more than 2,000 likes at this videos, we will upload more patriotic news. Massive news right after federal appeals court blocked Trump. Jeff Sessions drops a nuke. This is huge. Yesterday, federal appeals court upheld the verdict to block parts of President Trump's very judicious executive order on immigration. As we already know, President Donald Trump made a request to forbid travel to people from some Middle East and African countries. On a Thursday's hearing at federal appeal court, decision was made to temporarily block main elements of Trump's order. Chief Judge Roger Gregory from Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals wrote in the decision of official order, "In text speaks with vague words of national security, but in context drips with religious intolerance, animus, and discrimination." The conclusion proceeds with that while the president has the ability to block entry to the country to some, that power is not absolute. Clearly, this is completely absurd to anybody with a medium-level comprehension of the Constitution, and the jobs of the president, or how things work in the world all in all. General Jeff Sessions, one of those who understands that, made the accompanying announcement. Amazing. Melania stepped beside Trump and suddenly everyone was blinded by what she did. His Thursday evening, President Donald Trump arrived at Sicily Sigonella Air Force Base to attend the G7 summit. What First Lady Melania wore made everybody lose their minds. The First Lady got rid of her $51,500 coat from this morning and stepped out in glittering, sparkly $945 shoes and a wonderful dress. The piece is a one-of-a-kind dress, but the guesses via Daily Mail say the dress easily runs over $40,000. Don't you just love Melania? The liberal media hates her because she is so classy. Let's send her some positive energy. What do you think of this? Share your opinion. Wow! Congress just outlawed Barack Obama. This is huge. With a decisive move made in order to return our country on the right track and to get rid of Obama's shadow government, our Congress sent an emergency bill to Donald Trump to outlaw Obama's deep state. Once signed into law, any and all interference with the federal government as voted for by the people would constitute not only a crime but would be considered an act of sedition and war. The Republicans and our president are not going to sit idly by while a man who no longer holds office interferes in the governing of our country. Jeff Derpenger, director of the WHOIP, told Fox News that the bill would go into effect immediately and that Obama's movements are already being monitored. The deep state is finished in America. Let him go back to Kenya if he wants to pretend to be in charge. Once signed, Obama will be under surveillance as long as he's on American soil. What do you think of this? Share your opinion. Game changer. FBI just leaked James Comey's dirty laundry and it's terrible. Former FBI Director James Comey lied to our people and did what he should not do at any cost. He lied under oath. Today a declassified FBI document was handed over to Circuit that proves FBI agents have not been following the laws put in place to protect American privacy. Not only have they been spying on Americans illegally, but they were not even training the agents in the laws and practices to handle data. This proves that James Comey lied under oath to Congress. The memo contradicts James Comey told a congressional hearing on May 3, 2017, that unmasking and data collection by the FBI were lawfully collected, carefully overseen and checked. Not only that, but the new memo also revealed that the FBI is just now training people to use the FISA courts and setting up oversight for it. The memo again contradicts another James Comey claim about Obama's unmasking. Nobody gets to see FISA information of any kind unless they've had the appropriate training and have the appropriate oversight. What do you think of this? Share your opinion. Caught. After federal appeals court blocked Trump, Jeff Sessions responded. Earlier today, a federal appeals court upheld the ruling that blocked key aspects of Trump's perfectly reasonable executive order on immigration. From ABC News, A federal appeals court upheld Thursday a lower court's temporary block of key provisions of President Donald Trump's revised executive order banning travel from some Middle East and African countries. In the decision, Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals Chief Judge Roger Gregory writes that the executive order in text speaks with vague words of national security, but in context drips with religious intolerance, animus, and discrimination. The opinion continues that while the president has the power to limit entry to the country, that power is not absolute. Obviously, this is absolutely ridiculous to anyone with a kindergarten-level understanding of the Constitution, the authority of the president, or how the world works in general. Attorney General Jeff Sessions gets it. Which is why he made the following announcement. Nice. From U.S. News, Attorney General Jeff Sessions says the Justice Department will ask the Supreme Court to review an appeals court ruling that blocked President Donald Trump's travel ban. Sessions says the Justice Department strongly disagrees and will continue to vigorously defend Trump's order. He says the court's ruling blocks Trump's efforts to strengthen this country's national security. Sessions says Trump is not required to admit people from countries that sponsor or shelter terrorism until he determines that they can be properly vetted and don't pose a security threat. That Neil Gorsuch confirmation is looking pretty good right about now, isn't it? These court rulings against Trump are nothing more than political posturing, and it's a shame. You gotta think that Trump's got a good shot in the Supreme Court, but you never know. After that Obamacare debacle, you can never be too sure. Breaking: Navy SEAL tells Katy Perry to go to hell, then he tells her something even worse. This Thursday, Carl Higbie, a former Navy SEAL, confronted Katy Perry and said that she should go to hell for the comments of supporting the open borders concept that she made after the terrorist suicide bombing in Manchester. Higbie told Fox News' Shannon Bream what he thought of requiring immigrants to take assimilation classes in wake of the ugly terror attacks in Manchester. "If you come to America, you're American and nothing else," Higbie said. "But, we don't have people who respect the culture of the United States of America. You have people like Katy Perry. This woman has said, oh, we need to give them hugs, hug it out," Higbie mocked. "Go to hell, Katy Perry." Bream then said that she thought that Katy Perry meant well. Higbie said that the statements were benign, but they didn't understand any of this and they don't want to understand, too. "And that's why I'm so strong against these celebrities who want to speak out. We're putting the political correctness of the Islamic culture over the lives of our citizens. What do you think of this? Share your opinion." Finally, what John Brennan just admitted about election means Trump is saved. Obama's CIA Director John Brennan's hearing on the Russian election interference was today. Within minutes of starting, Trey Gowdy and his crew were down Brennan's throat. The Republicans started hounding him, asking him straight up if he saw any evidence of Trump working with Russia during the election. Brennan admitted that he saw zero evidence of collusion with the Donald Trump campaign. Wow! There is not really any wiggle room there. Not only that, but John Brennan also said he has not seen any evidence to back up the WAPO's unfounded claims that Trump has been asking multiple intelligence directors and members to deny Russia for him. Ouch! Look, I am not saying that I trust what Brennan said. This man has done nothing to prove that he is trustworthy. However, it's hard to deny that him saying there is no proof about Trump, who he very much dislikes, is anything but the truth. He also said one more very interesting thing. John Brennan suggested that Russia's main strategy is to cut the US off from their ties around the world and divide the nation. So I will leave you with a final thought. Is it Russia fake leaking to the liberal media because they know the MSM will go after any story about Trump they can? Share this with all your family and friends to help set the record straight once and for all. H. Unthinkable. Gowdy just proved collusion. What he just said proves Clinton and Dodge in cahoots. Trey Gowdy appeared on Fox News and disclosed that there were more entanglements between the Clintons and the Justice Department than everyone understood. He agrees there was definite collusion during the 2016 election, but not the phony Russia. Trump conspiracies. Video below. The proven collision happened between Loretta Lynch's Department of Justice and the Clinton campaign. 3. Gowdy believes James Comey had access to information to safeguard the integrity of the investigation, and the integrity of the process. James Comey had access to information that no one else did, or may never had because it's classified. Video below. Gowdy, trust me when I say this, I know what it was. I have been a critic of James Comey in the past. But, he made the only decision he could have made, with respect to appropriating that decision away from the Department of Justice, and making the decision himself. And, history will be a hell of a lot kinder to him than the Democrats were at the time. Barbara, I only take away from that you're suggesting that there were more entanglements between the Clintons and perhaps the Justice Department than everyone wanted to understand? Gowdy, you're very perceptive. It's time to reopen and investigate Crooked Hillary, the previous corrupt Department of Justice, along with the Obama admin. Lock them up.